Live from the Las Vegas Strip studio in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. It's BettorCenter Live. I'm your host today, Sunday morning. I'm Brad Stein. Thank you and welcome to the show. You can watch us usually during the week, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Saturday and Sunday. We do it live, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time right here on BettorCenter.com. Also, check out YouTube at Louis Diamond and Facebook. Today, we got three guys in the house. They're three professional sports handicappers. They come from all over the United States. They're here to give us a little information, to entertain us, and of course, make us some money. So let's introduce those guys. We have a new guy that I haven't met yet, Mr. Chumley. Were you in the movie Bloodsport? No, that was Chung Lee, sorry. Well, welcome anyways. We have Louis Bag of Diamonds and we have Tony Gulledge back here on a Sunday. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Doing well.
Very good. Good morning, Brad.
Look at that. Louis Diamond's ready for Christmas, for the holidays.
Oh, yeah. I got my little Christmas alien ready to roll.
Okay. You and those aliens. And look at that, back in the tie. Tony Gulledge, you look very sharp. You have the glasses. That gives you 10 extra IQ points. Chumley, it's a pleasure to meet you. I love your sweatshirt, Air Force Academy. We like that here.
Thank you.
Good stuff. All right, guys, we have NFL Week 14 to talk about. Plus, we have a special guest a little bit later. He's back. Tony Cusimano at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Why is he there? What is he going to talk about? We'll find out, as long as he doesn't bust his brand new camera. So we're all going to cross our fingers for that. But, guys, let's just get right into it. Week number 1. Actually, you know what? Let's just get the highlight reel. Let's highlight these sports handicappers that we just talked so much about. Eugene, roll the tape. Highlight these gentlemen, please.
I can see this being a high-scoring shootout. I really think the 3 points in hand is going to be the side to be on. North Carolina is my play, and I'm giving you an opinion that I think this is going to go over the total. There is no way they're driving the ball down the field on Northwestern because it's going to be such a one-sided game here. I really like Northwestern to blow their doors off. Look for Samford plus 18 points to give Georgia everything they want today in college basketball. That's my most interesting play of the day.
The Miami, Florida Hurricanes playing Florida Gulf Coast. I'm going to lay 18.5 points. That line actually opened up 22.5, so the steam has gone against me. I'm not scared, guys. Come on back tomorrow morning so you can watch some more free winners on BettorCenter.com. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Pacific, with some more NFL winners.
If you want to be a winner, please go to BettorCenter.com and watch this show. And also go to the shopping cart. We have a lot of winners. That's what we are here. We're going to go and we're going to dive right into week number 1.
Hold on one second, Brad. Hold on 1 second. Well, we're going to have a talk with our editor. Tony deserves all the highlights yesterday, all day long. I deserved no highlights. I was a low light yesterday, and that Miami of Florida was a 18.5 point favorite that lost outright. So the end of that highlight reel, it was a big fat loser from yours truly. So it was a rough day over here for me. Great day for Tony. Hopefully, you took advantage of it with, we know some people took advantage of it with his plays out there on BettorCenter.com. So just wanted to correct that, but go ahead, Brad, sorry.
No apologies. Thank you for being honest, and hopefully you will bounce back today. And then tomorrow on the highlight reel, we can highlight Louis Bag of Diamonds and his hot NFL Week 14 picks. Chumley, you're also part of this, and Tony Gulledge. We're all going to hit this hard. We're going to start with week number 1. That's the Green Bay Stinking Packers, minus 8.5. At the Detroit Lions, 55 points. The Packers have just dominated the NFC North this year. I believe they've averaged over 36 points per game against the NFC North opponents. The Lions have a new coach. Will this matter? We're going to start with Tony Gulledge.
Yeah, right off the top here, I'm going to not waste a ton of time. I'm playing Detroit this game. I liked them last week. Coach, they won the game. Packers back-to-back win and covers at home. Now they go on the road. Last road game, they lost 34-31. So that's the angle here for me. I'm fading Green Bay after winning and covering 2 straight home games. Now they go on the road. I'll take Detroit and the 8 points and let somebody else talk me off of it.
Okay. All right, Chumlee. You agree? Disagree?
No, I agree. As a Wisconsin a night, Detroit's covered the number against the Packers 7 out of the last 8 games, and I believe it's at least 5 in a row in Detroit. They've covered against the Packers, and it's usually a pretty high scoring affair. I'd definitely play Detroit with a plus 8.5, and I would lean to the over of 55 today.
All right, Louis, bag of diamonds. Are there diamonds for the Packers, for the Lions, over, under? Are we teasing? What are we doing here?
No, I think that, you can certainly put them Lions on a teaser nervously. And I think you can probably put the Packers on the teaser nervously. I don't think you can lay them points with the Packers here today. I'd be very leery as well. Will they come out with a win? I don't know. I mean, the one thing about the Packers is they can really clinch a playoff spot with the win here today. So it's really not a spot for them to be flat. But like Tony said, 2 big covers at home. Now they hit the road in a divisional opponent that has had their way against them, and a little spark from them because now they have a new coach. So Detroit has to be the lean. Tough putting money on them. Plug your nose.
All right, guys, we're going to skip around. We're going to skip game 2. We're going to go right into game 3, my favorite game of the week. The Arizona Cardinals minus 2.5 at the New York Giants. Now, Arizona has lost 3 games straight. The Giants have won 4 games straight. What's going to happen in this game? Over under 46. Tony Gulledge, start us off, please.
Yeah, so you got the Andre Hopkins miracle catch is the only thing that's prevented this team from being 0-5 since they had their bye week. But I will note, and this is the comparable game I'm going to use here, Arizona defeated Dallas 38-10, and that's my comparable here. Giants have 4 straight wins, and coming off the huge upset win 17-12 over Seattle. Letdowns here. Arizona will finally get a soft spot in their schedule, desperate for a win. I think they get it. They go in and get a convincing win against the Giants. Play for me here is Arizona Cardinals.
All right, this game moved to minus 3 points, Arizona. Louis Diamond, why are the Arizona Cardinals favored by 3 points on the road against the red-hot New York Football Giants?
Probably because Tony said this might be a spot for them where they have to show that they really are a playoff team. No spot for them to be flat. And if Kyler and DeAndre actually connect and have a decent game and are able to, basically stifle that Giant defense, I guess if that would be the right word, but it'd be the opposite. But if they're able to expose that Giant defense, it could be a long day for the Giants that may have their first flat game. But they're playing so well, and I really think Arizona has coaching issues. I really believe that has a lot to do with their losing streak and not being prepared for certain opponents. So Kyler Murray, a lot of pressure on him to do a lot of work, but he's got a great receiver, and he's took advantage of that. So it's a tough game. I think this is the spot where Arizona has to play their best game of the year.
Expose the New York Giants, Lewis? Your Russell Wilson couldn't expose the New York Football Giants last week, but you think Arizona and a banged-up Kyle Murray could possibly do that, huh?
No, I worry that this might, like a cat backed in a corner. Arizona's the cat now backed in the corner, not the Giants right now. So I just think that if they, Seattle, I guess they were kind of backed up in a corner as well. So it's tough. Maybe the Giants are that real, and, maybe one of your favorite teams will come through this season.
He's such a jerk. All right, Chumlee, what do you have for us?
Well, this is kind of a tough game for me, but I do have, I think, a pretty solid play at the end here. Arizona's been struggling, to say the least, the last 5 or 6 weeks. Giants are going the other way. Obviously, they've beat some lesser opponents here and there, but Arizona, 5 of the 6 games on the road, they've stayed under the total. The Giants have been staying under the total too. I think it's going to be a hard-fought game, and I don't see it getting to the number today. I'm going to back the under of 46 in this game.
Okay. All right, guys.
Hey,
Let's
I
move
want to
to
add something. I want to add
Please
something
do.
real quick, Brad. Look at the opponents for Arizona, the last 5. Miami, Buffalo, Seattle, New England, the Rams. The worst loss was the Rams game by 10. They've been within 7 all the other 4. Look at the quality of that slate of 5 teams since their bye week, and now New York Giants. I mean, it's like a massive, if you're betting horses, this is like going from grade 1 Preakness to some $5,000 claimer at Turfway Park. I mean, it's a huge drop off. That's why I think the Cardinals take advantage of that and get the win here against the Giants team. Perception wise, have been streaking, right? They're getting 4 straight wins. Wow. And they just beat Seattle. Woo, they're great. Fall flat today. Arizona gets the win.
Makes a lot of sense, Tony.
Right.
Makes a lot of sense. If you think about it, the Giants, they beat Washington, which, yes, Washington's defense is making a stand right now, but they beat Washington, they beat Philadelphia, they beat Cincinnati, and then they had their big win.
Right, big win last week. Big win last week.
I believe you're making a lot of sense there. So you are actually convincing me I want to stay away from Arizona because I've been getting burned during this little run by backing Kyler, and so
I've been lucky to fade him a couple times. I had him a couple times. Trying to think of the 2 games. I know I had one bookie buster against him and it hit. I want to say it was I can't remember, but yes. So now I think it's time to get on them. I've been kind of weary of them. That bye week loss after they came out and lost. Since then, I've been weary of them, but now I think it's time to get back on them. So get on the Arizona. Don't miss the train.
I like your thinking.
Makes sense.
Okay. No, it's a good nugget, Gulledge. Very good nugget. We're going to move to game number 4. The Texans -1 at the Chicago Bears. Texans favored at Chicago, over under 46. Don't worry, Louis. There's no video of the Bears are who we thought they are. Right, Cusimano? Okay. We're going to scratch that this week. All right, we'll start with you, Louis D.
Well, it's kind of tough to argue with these Texans right now, even though they didn't get the job done last week in covering our angle of the day. But they should have covered. It's tough to argue with them right now. I have a tough time wanting to not play them because I've been against them all season, and I don't want to jump on their bandwagon right now. But I guess to kill it one more time, the Bears are kind of who we thought they were, and I don't see this as an opportunity to back the Bears. The only opportunity I am seeing is that the Texans, may pull off another win. They seem to have some pep in their step still.
Chumley, do you agree or disagree?
I don't really have a great opinion on the side. Again, most of my capping today, I came up with some better plays on totals, but both of these teams from week to week, you don't know really what you're going to get. I mean, the Bears, again, they blew a huge lead against the Lions last week. The Texans they've been so inconsistent all year. But the one angle that popped up is 13 of the last 17 Bears home games have stayed under, and I would lean toward that. I wouldn't make it an official play, but I'd stay off the sides here. It's too tough to call. But I would lean with the under a little bit. Maybe a little weather factors in today also.
All right, that brings us to the ex-choir singer, Mr. Tony Gulledge.
La 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 la. I have just a quick note here. I put lean on Houston. I have no money on this game. Chumley brought up some good points, the inconsistent play. Bears have lost 6 in a row, but this is the kind of game they can sneak out and win. Chicago, mid-December, outdoors, indoor team playing there. Has the making for perhaps a low-scoring game. No opinion. Just a slight opinion, if you have to play this game, would be on Houston, but no money on this game from me.
All right, guys, we're going to move ahead now to game number 6. Game number 6. This is the Minnesota Vikings at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, -7 with an over-under of 52 points. Tom Brady's pretty darn good after a bye week. The Vikings have played much better of late, had a tough win last week, but they still won. All right, Chumley, start us off.
Yeah, problem I have here is Tom Brady just does not look comfortable in that offense. And I don't know, but off a bye, they need a win. I think they get it done today. I would lean on Tampa Bay -7, even though Minnesota's been great on the road lately. I think they're 5-1 the last 6 weeks on the road covering the spreads. But I would lean on Tampa today, small, and I see this game being a shootout. I'd play the over. I'm going to play a little money myself on the over today.
Tony Gulledge, what's wrong with the Tampa Bay's defense? They started off so hot. They beat up Aaron Rodgers so good early in the season, and they really have struggled, especially against the pass.
Yeah, teams start learning your defense, man. Get it out quick, burning you over the top. And it's a long season. Game to game is going to be different. You can't get the exact same product every single week. This game was a little tough. I put down here lean on Tampa Bay. 2 straight losses, tough losses, kind of. So this is a soft spot in the schedule. The reason I didn't really end up taking Tampa Bay is because I noted that the Vikings have done well on the road. They had the win at Green Bay, the win at Chicago. And they are coming off 3 straight home games. They didn't cover any of the 3, although they won 2 of them, a 1-point win against the Panthers and a 3-point win against Jacksonville, along with the loss to Dallas. Tough handicapping spot, a lean on Tampa Bay. But again, this was a game I did not bet on.
All right, but Kirk Cousins pretty hot in his last, I guess, since week 8, 15 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions. Not too bad. All right, Lewis Diamond, do you have any diamonds for this game?
Well, yeah, I got to maybe disagree with Chumley a little bit. I don't like the under. I don't think it's going to be the shootout. I think it's going to be Rojo versus Delvin Cook here today. I think they're going to try it. The Tampa Bay is going to try to establish something on the run and to give Brady a little less pressure, a little more of an opportunity. So I think they're banking on that. And as well as Cousins has been playing for touchdowns versus interceptions, Minnesota, they went from the hottest team to just basically back to the average team. And both teams have playoff implications here. So very serious playoff implications. This is close to a playoff game. So that being said, if it's close to a playoff game, I got to like the underdog on the teaser only. And potentially, maybe Tampa on the side on the teaser for the win. But I would also say I would probably look, if I'm going to play on the total, I'd look to tease it under. I think it's a low number at 46. And just because they want to establish a running game doesn't mean they will.
This should absolutely be a playoff game atmosphere. But like you said, of course, Minnesota's going to try to establish a run. But remember, Tampa Bay has not allowed a 100-yard rusher since week 9. And that's of 2019, not 20. 2019, something's going to give here. We'll move on to the next game, guys. And that will be one of the big games, game number 7 for Eugene over there. The Kansas City Chiefs -7 at the Miami Dolphins, 50.5. This game's very interesting to me, especially being on the road, the Chiefs giving 7 points. Is this a lot, especially with the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, Brian Flores, coming from that New England system and having pretty good fortune, having good luck against Patrick Mahomes in the past? So we'll start with Tony G and get his thoughts on this game.
Yeah, quickly. I'm not going to take up too much time, but I ended up taking Miami in the touchdown in this game. Kansas City, I noted 4 straight games. They have not covered the spread in their 7-game winning streak. So they're struggling to maintain these numbers, getting a lot of close calls. Dolphins at home, strong enough for me to believe that they can do what the past 4 opponents have done with Kansas City, and that's keep it reasonably close. Kansas City not exactly firing on all cylinders offensively right now compared to what we're normally typically seeing. And I think Miami's defense can give them just enough issues where this +7, I don't really want to go out there and say Miami to win, but just the way in the handicapping sense, Miami at home getting a touchdown against a team that's keeps winning, so the perception of them being strong remains, even though they're not covering numbers. You look at their record, it's the Chiefs, it's Patrick Mahomes, so they're always going to get respect. I think this number is a little steep. I'm thinking more in the 3 or 4 range is where this should be. So I'm going to bet Miami as a strong home underdog today.
Good pick, Gulledge. Miami is a strong defense. Louis, do you agree, disagree? Can you add anything?
I have to agree. I can't, Kansas City, that offense does not score at will anymore. I mean, last year, sure, they scored at will. And like you said, they're struggling. I'm going to say struggling, but they're not that offense that we've seen. And Miami is this is their big Super Bowl. This is where they establish that they are a playoff team and they need to be reckoned with. So A+ game coming for Miami today. Is it good enough? I think so with the points. I know so with the teaser. I know the teaser is going to be a winner, and them on the teaser, and probably the spread, and maybe a little bit of money line today for the Miami Dolphins.
Chumley, Miami needs this game for the playoffs. Kansas City, with one loss, they're in the playoffs. No doubt about that. Probably will get a bye and maybe the number 1 seed, but Miami needs this game. Who do you like?
Miami I've been on them all year. They're 7-1 against the number the last 8 games. Last week, that was my top play in my group, and I'm not going to go against them now. The guys hit the nail on the head a little bit with the Chiefs not scoring at will like they have, and Miami's defense is one of the top 3 in the league. I think they give them fits, and I definitely am going to play the 7, and I'm probably going to tickle the money line a little bit also, but I backed the Dolphins today.
All right, good call. All right, guys, let's move to Sunday Night Football. That's game number 9. That's the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Buffalo Bills. At the Buffalo Bills -2. This is interesting. Okay, the Steelers are coming off their first loss of the year. Buffalo's playing good, but they've struggled defensively. Bud Dupree's out for the Steelers. This is a different team. They look a little fatigued. Something's going to give here. We're going to start with Tony Gulledge. Break this game down for us, please.
Yeah, tricky little game here. I ended up just taking Pittsburgh and the points coming off the loss. Like you mentioned, Buffalo, what I like about from a handicapping point of view, obviously it appears like it's some kind of setup telling you to take Buffalo because Pittsburgh one loss all season, and now they're an underdog in their next game. It does have that kind of look to it. But I'll tell you what, I think offensively, this is mentioned the weaker defense for Pittsburgh. They lost to the football team up 14-0. Ended up losing that game last week, so it wasn't pretty. But they were playing a pretty good defensive opponent there. They gave them fits. I don't think Buffalo's secondary deep, so I'm looking for Pittsburgh to have big plays in the passing game, a little easier time running the ball, and I think they'll find a way to beat Buffalo. I take the money line. I would tell them you can keep your 2 points. I think Pittsburgh finds a way to win this game today.
All right, Chumley.
Tony on this. The Steelers are better all-around balanced team. It's on the road, and I know it's going to be a hard-fought game, but in the end, I see the Steelers winning by 3 in the fourth quarter.
It's interesting that the Pittsburgh Steelers have run less than 40% of their plays the last 7 games, which is less than I think in the last decade, because the Steelers always try to establish the run, but they have relied a lot on Ben Roethlisberger. So I need your thoughts, Mr. Lewis Diamond, the first.
Well, here's the big question of the day. If nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, what happens when everybody is on the wagon? Because everybody's on the Bills wagon. So if everybody's on the wagon, who's circling it? Where's it? And confused on that part. So, but Pittsburgh opened up the 2.5-point favorite. And last week's loss was a perception. And everybody has been on the Bills. So everybody is on this Bills wagon. They've made them 2.5. The Bills right now look like they may be the better team. I don't know. I mean, because the Bills can, in the beginning of the season, you saw when it really mattered, if they faltered. This could be their bad spot here today. It could be. I'm not betting on that. I think the money is all in the total here, guys. This, like you said, Brad, they're relying on Roethlisberger right now. Bills are relying on Josh Allen and Diggs right now. Offensive, this is your shootout. This is your play, the over.
All right, wonderful. Let's go back and do one more game. We'll go back to game number 2. The red hot nothing over here. We have the Tennessee Titans -7.5 at the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this over-under is 52. So we'll tackle this game. Mr. Chumley, you can start off first.
A great team for me this year as far as covering. I think I've won 4 out of 5 times, 3 in the last 3 weeks, I believe. But I don't really like this spot for him today. But the last 10 times these two teams have played in Jacksonville, it stayed under the total, and I'm gonna back that angle today. I'm not. If I had to bet the side, I'd probably lay the points today with the Titans, but I do think it's going to stay under the total today. I'll back under 52.
All right, Tony Gulledge.
All I have here is lean Jacksonville with a little asterisk beside it, noting that they've been able to get the garbage points to cover these spreads. Really no strong feel for Tennessee other than I think they're going to be able to bounce back and win. But when you start pushing the spread over a touchdown, especially with a team like Jacksonville that has shown the propensity, if you will, to punch home those meaningless touchdowns late, and that's when the games are won and lost, and they've been covering the number with those garbage touchdowns. I laid off this game, lean Jacksonville, but no serious coin from me here.
And Lewis.
It'd have to be the Jaguars. It'd have to be the Jaguars on the teaser, but not at all. I'm not touching it at all.
Not touching it. But Chumley, you are going to touch the most interesting play of the day today, and who would that be for you?
I'm just going to stay with something that's worked for me as a Packer fan the last few years against Detroit. For whatever reason, Detroit just figures a way to keep it close with them. Public's back in the Packers again pretty heavy, which it's not a big surprise. But I like the Lions today just to keep it close with the Packers, keep it within 3. You never know. They could pull off the upset, but I definitely think they'll keep it within 8.5.
All right, Tony G, most interesting play of the day is who?
Yeah, I'm going to steal a few seconds here just to let you guys know there is a Bookie Buster play up on the site, NFL game that we did not even touch here on the show. So, it's something we didn't discuss, but it is my top play. They're 12-5, 71% win rate on those plays. Following yesterday, we had Troy plus 13.5, and they were winning with a minute left in the game. So, it was pretty solid winner there on Troy. I think you'll hit with this play in the NFL today also, so be sure to check that out. And for my most interesting play today, yesterday I gave you Samford plus 18 points. They literally led the entire game. Georgia took their first lead of the game with less than a minute left, won by 4, plus 18 was a gift. Today I'm going to try to help you guys out, throw out Mercer, a small school in Georgia. They've been playing the Georgia circuit. I think is it Georgia State today, I believe, is the opponent. But they're laying 4.5 points. The play is Mercer, and that's my most interesting play of the day. Good luck today, guys.
Yeah, there were some wild college football games. I stayed up all last night. I DVR'd the USC-UCLA game, and I thought UCLA was going to pull the upset, but then USC comes away with the win again at the end, again. But the Gators did lose. They missed the last-second field goal against LSU. That was a pretty crazy game. All right, Mr. Lewis Diamond, your most interesting play of the day is?
Okay, well, I'm going to have a couple. First off, I'm going to introduce a gentleman named Pete Hesse, who was planning to be here today to offer us his play of the day and give us his insights. Unfortunately, he's a little under the weather, so we'll get him here next week. But Eugene, if you can pop up his play of the day and show everybody what we have here. His best bet is the New Orleans Saints. He bought a point down to -6.5, laying $1.40. That is Pete Hesse's introduction into BettorCenter. We'll see what else he has to offer next week. And my most interesting play of the day, just after watching this show, I think it'd be watching the show, being part of the show, whatever. But really, after our little round table, how do you not take a little flyer with the Dolphins on the money line today? And don't forget, BettorCenter.com now has my college basketball plays. There's 2 free plays out there, BettorCenter.com, and also plenty of plays out there from Chip, from Ross. Tony's got his Bookie Buster, basketball, football, prices range from $35 to $99. So get yourself some nice solid winners over there. Well thought out games that these gentlemen feel are the best plays for you to be making some money with there today. So I appreciate that. So, and a little flyer there with the Dolphins on the money line.
I love it, Louie. The Miami Dolphins, most interesting play of the day. Great call. All right, I just want to thank Chumley. It was wonderful meeting you, Mr. Wisconsin Badger, Green Bay Packer fan, of course. Thank you, Louie Diamond. And don't forget to watch BettorCenter.com and Mr. Tony Gulledge. And forget about you and our technical director, our producer, the one and only Eugene Stewart, Spotlight Film Productions. Thank you, everyone. That was week 14 of the National Football League we just covered. Go to BettorCenter.com, get some great picks, make some money. All right? Have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. PST. 9 a.m. PST. Also, check out YouTube at Louie Diamond, Facebook. That's the way you can watch us and follow us. Have a fantastic day.